Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Dalton, Adult95, with another Transformers Studio Series video, and today we're taking a look at the much-anticipated 86 Megatron. Yeah, I was surprised that this shipped as soon as it did. It was scheduled for, like, early September, and I get a notification saying that its estimated date has moved up, and there was no way to change the payment method on it. So, 2 days later, here we go. I was actually surprised how fast it got here, because it came all the way from South Dakota, left yesterday, and got here today. Like, it was lightning fast how fast it got here. So, there we go. 54 steps there is in robot and the newly invented tank mode. Transformers, the Transformers of the movie Megatron. A little bit of image here, some of Autobot City. Leader class, shows the weapon storage, him using the Energon saber. And then it says Megatron and the Decepticons prepare to mount a surprise attack on Autobot City. And this blue arm, which according to Evan at Comic-Con just like 2 weeks ago, during an interview, said this is nothing. It's not a hint at anything. It's just what they used for the image. So it says don't look too deeply into that. I mean, how you interpret that is up to you. Like, if it is a hint at something, or if he's trying to dodge something, take it for what you will. Really nice image there of Megatron. And, yeah, so pretty standard new Studio Series packaging. So let's go to them open and check them out. And here we have Megatron out of his packaging, as he is, right out of the box. And I've got to say, I love this figure. Is he perfect? By no means, but he is far and away better than both versions of the previous iteration of Megatron. Just, like, scale-wise, obviously way better. Now, the Earthrise mold, I didn't mind so much in robot mode because it does have, you know, aspects of G1 Megatron. Now, of course, yes, this is the G2. And, of course, there is yellowing. You can definitely see here on the neck plate. I did paint over it on the legs with a better color that matches the plastic, but you can even see right here the green is starting to yellow. Yeah, it is just very unfortunate that this era, this early 2020s era of Transformers, just was rife with yellowing. So there is a comparison with that, but you know, the big one being, of course, the Siege version, which everyone, you know, praised as being one of the best versions of Megatron to come out, and some people still think it is superior to, you know, this. Hate to bust y'all's bubble, but it's not. By any means, this is not superior to what we got here with Studio Series. What is going on? Yeah, so go ahead and go over his accessories. Now, actually, first, paint. Getting ahead of myself. Paint-wise, there's pretty decent amount. I'm not sure if the legs here are painted. Okay, yeah, they are. They're painted from this kind of regular silver paint with this kind of bluish gray. It is definitely more on the cooler side of gray, but it is kind of a steel gray. Not the metallic silver or gunmetal gray that I would actually prefer, but it has grown on me, and I don't hate it. I mean, even actually, never mind, I stand corrected. The MP here has kind of that gunmetal color, so hopefully Toy Hacks does something to change this or something. It's honestly like the colors were reversed, like the feet here being kind of more that steel gray, and the feet on the Studio Series being more gray gunmetal. So if they had flipped those colors, I think this would have looked a lot better. But the biggest problem I have is Hasbro and their insistence on using this weird brownish green color. Like, it's in the right light, it kind of looks like an dark olive green. It's just a very ugly shade of brown that does not work as being black plastic. Like, if you look at the hands, like, they should have used this shade of plastic for the hips and even for the fusion cannon. Don't know why they insist on using this weird shade. Like even here on the lower legs, they use that same shade there. But you do have the red for the sides of the torso as well as the biceps. You get it for this little panel here. A little bit of blue, but I think that's really it, just those little 3 dots. I get some yellow paint there. And of course, for the face, and there we go, got kind of that off-white color for the face. You got the red eyes, you got the eyebrows just here around the eyes, and then what is actually the crown of his head under this helmet, those aren't eyebrows, that's just part of his head. Of course, really nice Decepticon symbol with the silver backing. And now we'll get into the accessories. He does, of course, come with his fusion cannon, which does look a little off. If we take the one off the MP version here, you could see that this section here is more collapsed. So if they made this, I don't know, maybe 15-20% larger and then collapse this down, I think they would have had the perfect fusion cannon. Of course, you know, rounded this up here with this being flat on the bottom to more kind of look like that. But you do have some nice red paint here, and that's it on the fusion cannon. And it is blast effect compatible, although it has to be either, actually not even that, I think it has to be these Jetfire effects to really work with the fusion cannon. It has to be, yeah, the smaller or the smallest portion of the Jetfire, or in this case Star Convoy blast effects. So unfortunate that it doesn't have a wider compatibility with blast effects, but again, it's not the end of the world. So now, as far as other accessories, he does come with his shoulder barrel, which, you know, just plugs right here onto the back. Bend it up 90 degrees, and there we go. Now you've got that G1 Cartoon Megatron silhouette. He does come with a small version of himself, which, excuse me, of himself, which, yes, does look a little bit more cartoony as opposed to this one, which does look a little bit more like the real world Walther P-38, which I bet you Hasbro probably got in a little bit of trouble because it is a actual company that owns the rights to this design. So it probably got a little too close to comfort, or, you know, a little too close to the actual design. They probably got a little bit of trouble, especially, I don't know. I mean, that looks straight up like a little tiny version of it, so they probably got in a little bit of trouble. I don't know what the whole legal aspects of that is, you know. But, I mean, this doesn't look bad either. I mean, it looks like a generic pistol version of the Walther P-38. Enough to look desirable, and you can even give it to other characters like the, I can't remember what episode it was, but Prime forced Megatron into the gun mode. And of course, he can use it even though, like, why would he use his own alt mode as a blaster? But if you want, you can store it right here on his back. This little tab right there. It does come with this energy saber, which is, I believe, yeah, it's all molded in this gray plastic, but painted over with purple and this kind of metallic lavender. Honestly, I wish this whole upper section was translucent, just so it could look more like an energy beam. And then just paint over with this purple here, because I do believe it is 2 separate parts. I'm not going to try removing it. I've seen someone else break it, so open up his hands here, and just be careful of that thumb when putting it into his hand, because it doesn't slide down like a normal weapon. There we go. And he can use that in his final battle with Optimus. plug that right here on his back, and then kind of turn it at an angle to hide the handle a little bit. Now, as far as articulation, we'll go ahead and remove that so we're not hindering anything. He does, oh, I guess, oh, we'll get into it. Never mind. Head is on a ball joint, so you get a decent range. 360 rotation, you get all the details that you would expect on the back of his head there. You get all the way out to here. 360 at the shoulder. Do kind of get a butterfly joint due to the transformation. Got a bicep swivel. Just a small bit over 90 at the elbows. Wrist swivel. You do get a pin here at the base and secondary pin. First finger is completely independent on those two joints. And then the other three are molded together because, you know, Hasbro does not want its customer or, you know, target audience, which is primarily children, to be flipping the bird at people. Fix this real quick. The ball joint just popped out. You got a waist rotation. You get all the way forward, all the way back at the hips, all the way out to the side. You got a thigh swivel. It is one of those double mushroom pegs. Little over 90 at the knee. Get ankle tilt all the way there. And we get a little bit forward, a little bit down. So overall not bad as far as articulation goes. So there he is, along with 86 Optimus and his future rebuilt self as Galvatron. Which, yeah, I still need to get the Tri-Studio upgrades for this, make him a little bit taller. Don't need him towering, but I think just the new feet and head will just make him just tall enough to be right on par, height-wise, with Megatron. So we'll take those out of the way, and we'll get into the transformation on this guy. Alright, so to start on Megatron's transformation, we'll go ahead and remove the fusion cannon, and then take this section, open it up. It's on a double hinge. Collapse that. And that's ready to go. Actually, take this off first. Take that and just plug it into there. Make sure it's all straightened out. There we go. All right, so now focus on Megatron himself. Go and open up the forearms here. Fold in the fists just like that. Rotate the panel around, close up the forearm. So again, same thing on this side, open up, make sure the fingers are all curled in like that, close that up, rotate it around, close that up. We'll take the forearm or the shoulders, extend this all the way out. That on double hinges. There we go. Bring this up and up. Bring this section up like that. Bring this okay, bring that down actually, bring that up. Flip this up and out. Go ahead and rotate the hips around like that. That down. Flip the head in. Bring this back up. There we go. That up to there like that. Bring these sections up and back, up and back. There are two slots, two tabs. Bring the legs back. Tab them into there. There we go. This comes up. It's on a double hinge. And there is a slot right there. No, where am I thinking of? Oh no, there's a tab right here I'll just go to that slot right there on. There we go. Bring these arms up just to get them out of the way for the time being. And do this section here, bring these up. Untab these from the bottom here. Actually, bring this up and around like that. I'll tap in there. We'll go ahead and untab this. Bring it up and around to the front. Open up these sections here. Flip out the front of the tread. Flip that back in. Flip that out. Flip out the rear part of the tread. Flip that in. Bring this up. There we go. There is a slot here. Peg hole there. Actually, no, that hole doesn't do anything. So this will just kind of all tab in on the side like that. Same thing on this side, bring it around. Tab that in, bring this down. Open this, flip that out. This section down. Open this. Flip the front section out again. There we go. That will tab into multiple places here. There we go. Oh, there we go. Go, all tabs in. All right, so go ahead and rotate this around, rotate the arms forward. Like that. Bring these sections up and around like that. Okay, am I doing this wrong? Oh wait, no, there we go. That. It will come up and around to form this L shape. Just like that. There we go. So just bring that up out of the way like that. So we can bring up the robot or the shins on that double hinge. Bring this down. Fold. Actually, bring this up first, tab that in, bring it down, wrap it around, forming the rear of the tank. Okay, and then there's these two little tabs right here that will go into the shin, so we should have done that first, kind of lined it up. So that will tab in on both sides. There we go. Put that down and down. All right, now from here, it's a matter of just bring this down to there. And these tabs will just go right into the side of the fusion cannon. Matter of just lining them up. There we go. And there we have Megatron in his tank mode. Alright, so in tank mode, Megatron, he looks alright. I mean, obviously there's been better tank modes in Transformers, but also there's been way worse. So, as far as like a semi-believable for the time Earth tank, this isn't bad. I mean, it is apparently, according to Evan, one of the design team, it is apparently based on a concept art tank that never got made, but I don't know where that information comes from. You can see on here, I don't know if it's part of like discoloration or just the different plastics used, but this middle section is a different shade of plastic, so I don't know what is going on with that, but you can see he does roll pretty good. He does have a center roller here, and then 2 little caster wheels here. You got some nice gunmetal gray here for the treads, and yeah, nothing in, well, I guess a little bit of, yeah, to get some gray paint in there, just around those bogies. You get all the rivets molded in, all these little compartments. You got these little lights, I'm assuming, back here. Nothing other than maybe some vent detailing. The turret does rotate, but it's at this weird axis back here instead of being here and at the center of this. So it does look weird when it's going out to aim. You have to raise the whole turntable up just a little bit like that in order to fire upwards. Someone did come up with a way to do this without using the fusion cannon, I believe. Yeah. But I can't remember how it was done. But anyway, yeah, not a bad tank mode. You can take the accessories and just plug them on. So there is a little tiny version of himself, and you can plug the sword just along the side. So there he is, along with the Siege version. Now I have the front barrel from the Netflix spoiler version. I don't know what I did with the regular cannon for this, but there it is with that. It is shorter, but it is definitely a lot more dense and weighty. So, but yeah, there is the Siege version. Here's the Earthrise, which overall, I mean, is a pretty good tank. Like, the main good part about this is the turret compared to this. Like, if you could put this turret design on this mold, I think that would have been perfect. But yeah, there's the G2 Megatron, or Earthrise, and here he is with Prime. So you can see how they stack up against each other. And here he is again with MP36 Megatron. No, I'm not going to turn him into his alt mode because that is just, that's too much for me to deal with right now. Starting to feel like Ultra Magnus. I can't deal with that now. But yeah, I mean, pretty much all the same colors from robot mode are here in tank mode. And again, rolls just fine. So let's go ahead and get him back into robot mode. Just remove that. The blaster. Take this whole, or untab it from the sides. Take this off. Remove that. Get this prepped to become his fusion cannon again. There we go. Undo the feet here. Straighten these out, untab from the back there. Straighten that out. Straighten out the feet. Bring the feet up. Open this. Actually, bring this down. Open this panel. Close that up. Close that. There we go. Open that up. Fold that in. Close that up. Bring this around. Tap that back in right there. Same thing over here. Open that up. Open that. Fold in that piece. Close that back up. Open. Fold. Close. Fold this around itself. Bring this up, securing those halves together. And tab these sections here. Bring it around. Tab this into these 2 little slots right here. Just like that. Straighten that out. Around. Tab this back together. Bring this down. Tab it in. There we go. Tab that all together. Bring the foot up. So there we have the legs pretty much ready to go. Bring this up and have these sections just like that for now. Straighten out the legs, fold these down, back out to the side, bring this up, fold this first little section up, rotate the head out, close that up, close that. There we go. We'll rotate the waist. Bring this section down and around, up and around. Close this up, fold this in on that double hinge, just so it's secure. And there is just this little tab that will lock into place when it's ready. There we go. Open up the forearm, rotate, flip up the hand after you rotate it. So open that up, fold that out, hand out, rotate this around. And there we go. I'll go ahead and give him back his fusion cannon and his barrel. And we'll go ahead and move on to the final thoughts of this figure. So when it comes to my final thoughts on this version of Megatron from Studio Series 86, I actually really love it. Like I said at the beginning, after the intro, this is easily my favorite G1 Megatron that I've got, besides the Masterpiece. The closest we're going to get at the time being for a generation scale G1 style Megatron. And, just a few little nitpicks that I have, like, that do drive me nuts, like the shade they used for, the skirts, the lower leg, calf section with the treads and the fusion cannon. Like, if those were the proper shades that they needed and maybe leaned a little bit more towards the gunmetal on the legs, I think he could have been a really great, like, even better than he already is. I know DNA is going to be doing some stuff, probably a new fusion cannon, probably the mace, and I would hope a new head with swappable faces, because he needs more than just a grumpy expression. He needs screaming with anger. He needs a smirking face, a laughing face. We're probably going to get the battle damaged face with the 40th anniversary version of him, if that's what it's going to be, like the battle damage version. I have a strong hunch it might be, but yeah, I honestly really enjoy this figure. It's on par, in my opinion, with 86 Prime, so it is really high up there on my list for this year for figures that I just absolutely love. I know I didn't do a best of so far video. I just have so much going on, and I'm like a wave and a half behind on some of this stuff. Like, I don't have all the Studio Series that I want. I'm missing Sandstorm and Slugslinger, but that is another time, or another story for another time. So hope you guys liked this video of Studio Series 86 Megatron. So glad to finally have him. Cannot wait to see what else is in store for 86, especially after seeing Thundercracker and Windcharger. So keep an eye out. Pre-orders of those should probably go up in the next few weeks, I hope. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to say. So hope you guys enjoyed Megatron. Again, I really enjoy it, but yeah, I'm going to stop rambling. Be sure to check out the links down below, and be sure to check out my playlist for 86 and Age of the Primes, and be sure to check out Axelon News every other week around noon, or 12:31 Central Standard Time. So keep an eye out for that, and see you guys in the next video. So long, take care.